moving forward with your intent this day. The doors are open. The galaxy is peeking in at you, and all beings want to know what you want. So let's take a moment to set you up for noting what it is you are creating on this fine day. Please know that if you are on this call or if you are watching this call after it is recorded, it is on purpose. You are here because you are spearheading the light. You are giving shape, form, direction, and intention to the materialization of that which you will to have happen. Honing the focus of your will is very important at this time. So what is your will? If you stand for the expression into form of the merged rivers as one ocean of being, then be clear that you stand for that. You may notice your mind and your emotions traversing through the waves, the up and down, the undertow, and the skipping rock above the river and the ocean. You may notice a lot of movement in your experience, yet your will, your focused intent directs the current through your individuated stream. You cannot be separate from the divine. You cannot be separate from God. You are that stuff, the same stuff that everything is made of. You are that. Thou art that love. And so the idea or hallucination that you are separate from the divine that you are is simply that. It is a story, a hallucination, and an idea, and it is not real. And while you move in this dream of your earth walk, your incarnation, it is useful to remember that this is not real. This is a dream. It is the dream in the mind of God. And the divine, the God, does not do things to you to teach you lessons. You are 100% responsible for your creations. Now, your personality may say, I wouldn't have created that for myself. What do you mean? And we say to you, you are God sparked. You are a spark of God. You are a spark of the divine. As that, you come into form as a soul incarnate. And as soul incarnate, you have brought into this incarnation your purpose and agenda. Your soul is fully awake and fully informed as to that which you will encounter for experience in this lifetime. The ego mind of the human being judges experience and labels this good and this bad, this pleasant, this unpleasant. And that is where you get lost. So we are inviting you now to note to yourself, among all the experiences you could possibly call into being, materialize into form, bring into your experience, what would you choose? What do you wish to create for yourself? Let's take a moment and have you tune into your soul. So feet on the earth, if possible, or if cross-legged, feel the root of your spine extending down like a tail into the belly of Mother Earth, grounding the vessel that your soul is using that appears as a you, a body, an individuated self. You are a little wave, part of the ocean of being. You are not separate. Go ahead and ground into your own sovereign experience of being individually expressed while divinely connected. And there may be chatter of mind, there may be judgment, there may be confusion, there may be, I don't know what I want. How am I supposed to know what I want? All of this conversation is just part of the character your human self plays in this dream world. And so decide that you do know. Make the decision, I do know what I want. And if I think I don't know what I want, I am willing to guess what would delight me, what would cause fulfillment, what would be of service, how can I lift up others, what is celebration for me. If I had a magic wand and could create the world I choose and wish to see, what would I bring forth? So begin with this from within yourself. What is your contribution to your life? Your life, your individually expressed wave as part of the ocean of the divine. As you rise up from the ocean of the divine and you see all around you, there is reality to be created, an experience to be had for your own being, for your own soul evolution, for your own development. Take a moment and tune in and ideate and imagine and be bold and creative and think outside the box. What would you like to bring forth in your life? Or how would you like to feel in the experience of your life? Let us take a moment or so and jot down what arises for you. Good. This is a beginning. You can return to your list as you wish. Now, for some, the word forgiveness has come up, and you are tuning into whom might you forgive? Who do you need to forgive? If you can bring forgiveness into this world, how would you share it? And we say to you, forgive yourself first and foremost, because the personality, the ego, the experience of your humanness does not necessarily fully comprehend what it means to be 100% responsible as soul incarnate. And so there is forgiveness for the tender self of the human spirit. If you are having challenges or difficulties, if you are having trouble digesting the energy in your life, then beginning with forgiveness for self. I forgive myself for having a difficult time with this. I forgive myself for getting confused as I intend only to bring light. I forgive myself for the hostility and resistance that arises in me. See what there is that is necessary for you in self-forgiveness before you attempt to serve that dish to the outer world or to any other being. Always begin with the self. Compassion is another strong terminology. Compassion. Always begin with the self. I offer compassion to myself, for my human aspect has such a challenge being the embodied soul. I offer compassion to myself for when I forget that I am the divine embodied. And I truly am here in the state of love. And that is all that is of my intention, is love. I have compassion for myself when I find it difficult to be that, live that, feel that, and express that. Do you see like this? So begin with forgiveness and compassion for self first, and then you can genuinely and authentically extend it to others, because you cannot give what you do not have. You cannot give what is not in your experience. And so we are reaching for impeccable integrity in these days and times, for that is what is needed to continue to support the light to embody through all structures. All human beings have patterns. The patterns come from many lifetimes and many etchings and many judgments of experience. Experience is simply that, pure experience. You are souls gathering experience, and your judgment upon it creates a tension or a release in your body, mind, spirit systems. So now we are moving on. Those are two important qualities, forgiveness and compassion. So you have stated for yourself that which you wish to bring forward, that which you will, that which you intend for yourself. Yes? So take a breath of that, feel that, allow that in. Let yourself receive with the fullness of your soul and your human heart that you are worthy and deserved of these things that you have first written. Taste them, breathe them, feel them, affirm them. And now, as a personal spark of God, it is important to recognize that God is asking for your feedback. The beautiful, all omnipresent God that is, whatever your terminology for God is beautiful. We use the terminology God because it is short, fast, and easy. So God sparked into a million, billion, trillion expressions, creative aliveness of its own self. He, she, knowing itself through the fullness of the human experience. And the God within you, the God spark that you are, is looking for feedback. How is it going? What feedback might you have for the omnipresent as to the human embodiment and what you are experiencing? What is your collaboration? What is your genius? What feedback do you have? What is your offering? And so now we take a moment to consider, what is my offering back to the Godhead? What is my offering back to the divine? As a wave, what is my offering to the ocean? God is asking for my creative input, the genius and the brilliance that I am. What feedback do I have to the Creator for the creation? What feedback do I have? What is my contribution? What is my creation back to the Creator? God, I'd like to contribute this. I'd like to see this happen. Now you are reaching beyond the personal self into serving the collective, into serving, shaping, sculpting, creating the dream of reality. In answering this question, what is your offering of creative brilliance back to the all that is? Let's take a moment and tune into this for yourself. And now notice your offering. Notice the offering of genius, of brilliance, of imagination and creativity that comes directly through you, an expressed wave of the ocean of being, giving feedback to the ocean. What is it that you are calling forth, that you are willing into being, that you intend for the good of the all, for feedback to the divine, to create heaven on earth? What is your offering? Taste it, notice it, breathe it, receive it, acknowledge. You have this genius and this capacity. It is the God spark within you, providing feedback to the God spark that is all. Your contribution is significant, imperative, and needed. So many times in the human embodiment, one is looking outside themselves for the authority to tell them who to be and what to do and how to feel and when. And yet, here you are, the beloved, embodied in form. You are creating the reality. You are sculpting the dream from the oneness of the love that you are, from the brilliance of the God consciousness that you are embodied through the dream of the human incarnation. You are collaborating and contributing. There is no other way that new consciousness gets born. It is through you. There is no way for you to be disconnected from the divine. You are that embodied. So your contribution and your coming up with your contribution and your passion for your contribution is needed. You matter. Your ambition for the good actually feeds the whole. You are that important to the whole system. Some of you wish to bring love, joy, celebration, happiness. And these values are so useful for the world to help shape and sculpt the energies and frequencies to give them directive. And we say to you, you must be embodied in that. You cannot bring that which you are not living. And so we invite you to be authentic and genuine with yourself. If you are wanting to bring joy and you are not experiencing joy, be honest with yourself. And go to that divine spark within you. And you may say, I want to bring joy. I am not genuinely feeling joyful. Help me. Help me, Great Spirit. Help me, Creator. Help me, God. Help me, Divine. Help me, myself, capital S, to surrender open, to let move whatever must move so that joy may be mine. Joy may move through me. I humble myself and I ask for help, because sometimes the human will cannot generate it. Sometimes the human will requires divine will to be able to access frequencies that are not readily available because of patterning. There's nothing wrong. You haven't failed. It is simply patterning that is in the way, like creating static on a clear screen. So you turn to the God spark within you, you turn to the divine and you ask for help. Please allow me to be cleared that I may experience the frequency of pure energy. I like to call it joy. I wish to put the emotional label on the pure energy as joy. I like that frequency. Help me to experience it. And then when it is genuinely in your experience, then you have that resonance to be able to share it in the field with the collective. And if joy is too high a frequency, then you aim for calm. You aim for peace. You aim perhaps for gentle happiness. And then the volume on happiness turned up and you step your way in frequency to joy. Do you see? And the same is true with celebration. You are celebrating the new moon. You are celebrating the vivid creations coming forth from the fountain of the light that you are. Indeed, celebrate it. Do not force celebration mentally if you are not feeling it genuinely. Ask, help me to feel. What is there I can genuinely, authentically celebrate right here in this moment, right now? And let me be the fountain of that genuine celebration. And in that, it is a gift to the collective, not because you are trying to give the collective your celebration, but because your state of existence in the frequency of celebration is the gift. It resonates into the field. It saturates into the collective. And that is your purpose here. So many of you with altruistic hearts want to run out and take care and fix what is happening out there. And we say to you, it is always, 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 and you have heard this many times, an inside job. Yes, because you are one with the whole. So that which you do for yourself within, you do for the whole automatically. And that is the way of it. That is how it works. So we take a moment here to let the energy settle. Feel your seat and your feet. And we invite you now with a long, slow, deep breath to quiet the mind and turn within to your God spark, to your divine within, and to ask, if you are willing to ask, what is there that I need to hear? What illumination needs to come upon me? What do I need to know right now, this moment, that serves for my evolution in the total beingness of that which I am? What do I need to receive, hear, feel, see, know, have impressed upon me to assist in my evolution? And we'll take a moment for you to receive that. Now we will conclude this experience by allowing everything you just gave to yourself in your creation, in your embodiment, in this exercise, one word that captures the essence of your experience for the last few minutes as you have been delving in and making notes to yourself. Ask for the one word, or recognize the one word that carries it all for you. We bless you, we honor you, we give thanks for your brilliance. We are so grateful to be heard, that our offering may touch a place in your heart that resonates, and discard whatever doesn't. Blessings on your journey. We are Thea. So I know you're there somewhere, Meenakshi. I'm